Last night, Mark McGwire had thoughts of reclaiming the home run lead. But in 4 at-bats, Big Mac was held in the park. So McGwire and Sosa still stuck on 62. Though the big slugger did produce this 2-run single, helping the Birds beat the Bucks. Tonight, John Lieber and Jose Silva, 2 pitchers recently spending time on the shelf, get their shots at McGwire and the Cardinals next. And once again, we welcome you to Big Mac Land, Busch Stadium in St. Louis, the Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals. Tonight, a twilight doubleheader as the Buccos try and hold down Big Mac and the St. Louis Cardinals. Really, Bob Walk, the Pirates are trying to do just about anything to win a ball game. You hate to see a team struggle like the Pirates are in the month of September, but here they are, losers of 14 of their last 17 ball games, and the Pirates have won just once on this road trip.
This is a team that is playing with total lack of confidence right now. They're not coming to this ballpark believing they can win. They're coming to the ballpark hoping that they can win a game somewhere, and that's no way really to end the season.
Now, as far as this season is concerned for the St. Louis Cardinals in the standings, it is over for them for all intents and purposes, but certainly not for Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. Now, we mentioned moments ago that McGwire did not have a home run last night, did contribute to the cause and the Cardinals win. Meanwhile, Sammy Sosa struck out 4 times against the Padres, so here we are at 62 apiece.
Well, maybe Sosa is going to have a little bit of a letdown after hitting 62 like McGwire has had. But when you look at things, Mark McGwire doesn't seem to be all concerned about this race. He's setting out game 1 of this doubleheader. There's 4 at-bats that you would think he'd love to have, and he's not going to take them.
So that means it'll be 7 straight games since he hit his last home run a week ago tonight. The Pepsi pitching matchup features a guy for the Pittsburgh Pirates who was on the shelf until tonight, John Lieber, and he goes against the left-hander Donovan Osborne.
Well, John Lieber had that muscle pull in his rib cage. Sometimes that takes a long time to come back from. I'm really curious how he's going to do tonight. Donovan Osborne, left-handed pitcher, very solid, conventional type guy. Fastball, slider, changeup.
He has won 6 times in his career against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Donovan Osborne, John Lieber in game 1. McGwire's sitting out the first game, but you know Big Mac will be there in the nightcap. We'll have more coming up next. Pirates Baseball on Fox Sports Pittsburgh is brought to you by UPMC Health Systems. Choose your health care as if your life depended on it. By the new Dodge. See your friendly Dodge dealer near you. By Hoover. Nobody gets the dirt like Hoover. Nobody. By Giant Eagle. It takes a giant to make life simple. And by the Discover card. It pays to discover. Accept it where you see the Novus sign. Once again, we welcome you back to St. Louis, and the Pirates getting set to take on the Cardinals in a twin bill. And though the Pirates, Bob, are certainly well out of the race and not much to play for as far as wins and losses are concerned, we keep saying that individual players, in particular some youngsters, you know, Gene Lamont is keeping a keen eye on them, and maybe in particular in this first game we can watch a guy like Adrian Brown, who will be the leadoff man, at least in the first game, because at least my opinion is that if he hits it all from the left side, you've got a guy who could actually be a legitimate leadoff guy in the National League, no problem with his defense, and that would allow you to either A, trade Womack if you feel the need, or drop him down further in the lineup.
Well, you know, and I think there's going to be some changes on this team, and over the winter time as we look for more power in the offense. So there probably is going to be some trades. If, like you said, if a Womack possibly is going to be traded, I'm sure he has a trade value out there in the open market that as good of an offensive player as he can be, then you are going to have another leadoff guy. Adrian Brown would be the obvious guy to go to the way he's played right now. The key to Adrian is his left-handed hitting. And what we've seen of him in the past is he's kind of a slap hitter left-handed. So he just tries to just kind of pop the ball the other way. Not strong from the left side like he is from the right side, where he tries to drive the ball more. But in his last, I'd say, maybe 20, 30 at-bats, I've seen him hit left-handed. I've seen a lot more aggressive type swing from him, where he's not only trying to just slap the ball, but drive the ball to right field. Yesterday, his first time up, he hit a ball very hard through the right side of the infield. Those are the things that Gene Lamont's going to look for from him and be encouraged when he sees it.
We will find out if Brown and the Buccos can do the job in game 1 of this doubleheader. That's coming up next from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Back at Busch Stadium in St. Louis for the first game of the doubleheader. Let's take a look now at the UPMC Pirates starting lineup. Gene Lamont. Again, we'll have Adrian Brown leading off in center field. Kevin Polkovich will spell Tony Womack in game one. Jason Kendall, the third man in the order. Then Kevin Young, who was rested last night, the cleanup hitter. Jose Guillen in right field, bats fifth. Manny Martinez will get the start in left. He has been slumping lately. Freddie Garcia at third. Luke Collier, the shortstop. Then John Lieber goes to the mound tonight for Pittsburgh. Gene Lamont's Bucks are 67 and 82. Winning one of the 3 games over the weekend against the Phillies. Dropped the first 2 against the Cubs and lost by the final score of 7-3 last night here at Busch Stadium.
He's there talking to Trent Jewett, the manager of the Nashville club. And Trent's been able to come up now a couple of Septembers in a row. It's got to be very educational for him to come up and watch what happens up in the big leagues as far as the different things a manager has to do, what his responsibilities are, how are they different from the minor leagues. Because just like the players that we see come up in September, Trent has that same goal. His goal is to become a big league manager someday. I'm sure that he spends as much time as possible as he is right now at the elbow of Gene Lamont, trying to pick his brain. There's Donovan Osborne, the starter. 4-3, been hampered by injuries this year. Sore shoulder kept him on the shelf for quite a bit of the season, which is the story with these St. Louis starters. That is why their record is what it is their starting rotation is just decimated by injuries this year. We'll take a look now at the Cardinals, see how they're set up defensively. Ron Gann out in left field, Ray Langford, J.D. Drew, the youngster, the phenom, out in right field. Tatis Ordaz on the left, the Shields and Mabry on the right. Of course, McGuire sitting out this first game. Lampkin will catch Osborne. There's A. Brown. He will be hitting right-handed. All that talk I did about his left-handed hitting, we won't get to see any of it this game. Well, maybe we will. See if we can get Osborne out of there early.
Donovan Osborne, career against the Pirates, 6-3 at 2.74 in run average.
He is really tough here at Busch Stadium. 28-14 lifetime at Busch. This is where he really has thrown his best ball games of his career. About a 500 pitcher. I think he's 44 and 41 lifetime.
He was on the disabled list, as Bob said, the entire year. That strained left shoulder, but Donovan Osborne, when healthy, can be awfully, awfully tough.
Conventional as far as his stuff. Has a little bit above average fastball, not a flamethrower by any means. Breaking ball changeup, and he throws a lot of strikes. He doesn't beat himself with a walk very often.
Adrian Brown in there, takes strike one. 317 average overall. Batting .404 from this side of the plate. Fly ball to center. Langford drifting toward right center to put it away. And Adrian Brown retired for the first out.
Really a sparse crowd here so far. All their games are for the rest of the year all sold out, but as you can see from this wide shot here, there is a lot of empty seats. Those are not red shirts that you normally see here. Those are red seats. But an early start and weekday.
A doubleheader that was not initially on the schedule. This was placed on the schedule late because of the August 24th rainout at Three River Stadium. That weird baseball rule the Pirates and Cardinals played into the middle of the 7th inning. Tied at 5. When the rains came, the decision was made to postpone. They had to replay the entire game, yet the statistics for that game count. Todd Van Poppel making a start against Ken Pottenfield.
McGuire hit a home run that game? I don't believe he did.
No. In fact, that was the game McGuire sat. Third game of that series. One and two on Polkovich. And he pops this one up. The shortstop Ordaz calls for it. Second out.
couple of high fastballs, a couple of lazy pop-ups, one to shallow center, and now that one.
Brings up Jason Kendall, who was 0 for 4, but did drive in a run in the 3rd inning last night. The Pirates got behind early. Jason Schmidt did not have his best stuff at all. Struggled with a liner towards center field, and Jason Kendall has a 2-out single.
As I said in the open, Greg, I believe this team has really got their confidence shaken now.
They're kind of in a downward spiral.
For the most part, most of these guys would just as soon if the season stopped tomorrow. They cannot figure out what has happened to them as far as their offense. It has just become non-existent. Last night, a guy making his first major league start up from Double-A just really shut him down. And I think also there's a little bit of besides the mental aspect, the physical fatigue that sets in this time of year. When you're out of the race, it's just kind of hard to get out and really get it going. I think when things start going bad in the course of a ball game, it's really easy to say, well, so what? The way it goes.
Foul back our way. Below our booth, 0-2 to count to Young. Oh, we're going to get some help there. All right, Bob Walk going to make some fans in St. Louis. He's like the parrot. He wants one section to cheer, the other section to cheer. Who can cheer louder? Swing and a miss. Kevin Young down on strikes, and there's a happy Young fan. But the Bucks go down after a half inning. Cardinals come to bat. Tony La Russa and the St. Louis Cardinals come to bat against John Lieber. Here are the lineups, and they are brought to you by the Discover card. Delino DeShields leads off. The second baseman J.D. Drew plays in his 7th game as a Cardinal. Ron Gant in left. Ray Langford, the cleanup man. Fernando Tatis at third. John Mabry, the first baseman. Luis Ordaz, the shortstop. Then Osborne, the pitcher, and Lampkin, the catcher, hitting 9th. Delino DeShields takes a strike. It has been a long time since we have seen John Lieber on the hill. Last start was a no decision against the Cincinnati Reds on August the 20th at Three Rivers. Two and one the count. A lot of times most times when pitchers in particular are on the disabled list for a while, they'll go down to the minor leagues and do a rehab assignment, make a couple of starts there, but because the season ends beginning of September, no real chance for Lieber to get into game action. Take a look at the Pirates defensively.
Manny Martinez, Adrian Brown, Jose Guillen, Garcia, Collier, Polkovich, and Young in the infield. And Jason Kendall behind home plate. We just were looking at Lieber out there on the mound. I'm surprised that John was able to come back as quickly as he did with that rib cage muscle.
One hopper, 6-4-3. The Pirates turn to double play.
Well, that came in nice and handy right there, first inning.
Buccos needed a Hoover. Here it is, the Hoover pickup of the game. Collier picks it up, flips to Polkovich, and on to Kevin Young. 6-4-3, 2 outs.
Well, the reason I said that I was surprised that Lieber able to come back as quickly as he has is some of the pitchers that I have known, including myself a long, long time ago, that rib cage pull can just be one of those nagging things that stays with you for an entire season. That throwing motion of violently throwing open your front hip, bringing that arm through, just aggravates it constantly. John surprised if John is not still having to feel a little uncomfort in that ribcage area. But to his credit, he wanted back out there before the season was over.
And he strikes out Ron Gant. Cardinals get the leadoff hit from DeShields, and then Lieber gets the double play ball and a strikeout. First inning is history at Busch Stadium of Game 1. Scoreless.
Cards tomorrow at 8 on Fox Sports Pittsburgh.
Second inning, and Jose Guillen will lead off. And this is our Giant Eagle inning. Second, fourth, and eighth. Gene Ricassi of Pittsburgh is our contestant. Guillen has 12 homers, 74 RBIs. Followed by Martinez, Freddie Garcia.
Yeah, Osborne's not throwing this fastball nearly as hard as we've seen him in the past. He's always been a guy that pretty much sits right at about 90 mile an hour. Ball's hit a long ways, but foul. I don't think he's broken 87 so far in this game.
He has spent 5 different stints on the disabled list, has Donovan Osborne, since being selected in the first round of the 13th player overall by the Cardinals in June of 1990. Gets Guillen to pop one up. One out, now Manny Martinez. It's Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Pittsburgh. Sammy Sosa and the Cubs continue their quest for the National League wild card, and the West leading San Diego Padres go at it. The Cubs Padres Baseball Thursday, and that comes up at 5 o'clock here on Fox Sports Pittsburgh.
You know, Greg, we talk a lot about hitters that need big league experience and what that means for you. A lot about what we just saw right there with Guillen.
Martinez hits one well to right and over the head of the right fielder J.D. Drew. Martinez is going to try for third, and he is there with a triple.
Yeah, with one out, that's when you want to roll that dice, get to third base. J.D. Drew maybe took a little bit too much time, and a little bit surprised that Martinez was that far around the base paths. Martinez shows good strength. I want to get back to that Guillen point after we see this replay.
J.D. Drew again playing it off. That short hop, and Martinez never hesitated. So the triple. And the infield will concede a run with Freddie Garcia at the plate.
But on Guillen's at bat, you know, he pulled that one ball very long ways, home run distance, but quite a ways foul. Almost always after that, if the guy out there has got a good changeup, you're going to see it, especially if he's left-handed and you're right-handed, because he knows that you're on his hard stuff then.
Snap throw in the dirt.
And that he came back with a changeup that was down and away. Guillen flew out with a little one-handed swing. He was off stride. Well, experience, when we talk about big league experience and what experienced hitters do, they don't get fooled and off stride as often as young guys do when they're pitched by the book, and that's what Osborne basically did. A lot of experienced big league hitters, after they yank that fastball hard foul, now they're thinking, well, I don't have to worry about coming back with that pitch again. Now they sit on the off-speed stuff. And if you pitch them by the book and throw them something off speed, you're going to get hurt by it.
Pitch is now 3-1. Now the infield was back up until that last pitch. Then Tony La Russa had his right side, DeShields and Mabry charging on the pitch.
Blitz coming.
Yeah. Ball 4. Freddie Garcia is aboard.
It's important for that runner at third to read the blitz.
Yeah. Watch Pittsburgh Steelers. Speaking of the blitz, head coach Bill Cowher tackle the tough questions from the media in his weekly press conference Tuesdays at noon and 7:30 live on Fox Sports Pittsburgh.
Now when I said read the blitz, it is kind of like a quarterback reading the blitz. as that runner, you know you're going anything on the ground because the infield's back, but you can't get so focused on that you don't see them creeping forward, and all of a sudden they start running in. Now that changes the play. Now you can't run when the ball's hit on the ground. You got to make sure it gets through. Be interesting to see what happens with the shortstop position next year.
One on
Lewis. Lewis had a decent year. Offensively, I think he's probably about what they expected to get out of him in his rookie season. He has been very up and down defensively. I don't think anything's been settled.
And this is lined to right field by Collier, scoring a run. And Freddie Garcia will be waved because there's trouble in the corner for J.D. Drew. And going into third base, scoring 2 runs, Luke Collier.
Well, we couldn't see down in that corner, but I kept waiting for the ball to come out of there, and it was just never happening.
See
the miracle of instant replay. Now we'll get a look and see what happened. There we go. Oh! I knew there was something going on down there.
Well, that's got to be at least 1 error, doesn't it? Infield is in.
Yeah, that's got to be an error. He picks it up the first time. It's a double. If he picks up the second time, it's probably still just a double, but he kept dropping it.
Official score. Infield is in. Well, they're going to give Collier a straight triple, apparently. So
thank you.
Until further notice, that's where it is. And 2 RBIs and a 3-bagger for Collier.
Well, that'll be nice in Lou's wintertime stats. Another triple in there, a couple more RBIs.
Oh, and 2 on Lieber. 1 out, 2 runs home in the second inning. And Donovan Osborne strikes out his mound opponent. 2 outs on the top of the order. Well, big Sammy Sosa special will be coming up.
Center fielder Adrian
here on Fox Sports Pittsburgh, and that starts tonight at 1 a.m. You can also see it tomorrow at 3:30. That's produced by Fox Sports News, a big Sammy Sosa special. You want to tune into that if you can tonight at 1 a.m. or tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. Right here. And why not? Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire have just really helped baseball get back to the forefront. Front page news. Sosa will be in San Diego with his Cubs tonight, both with 62. Kevin Brown will start for the Padres. Kevin Tapani for the Cubs, who are tied for first with the New York Mets in that wild card. The Mets are playing the Astros in a doubleheader, and right now trailing in the 7th inning, 3-2.
I think Sammy might have been a little over anxious last night. 0 for 4 with 4 Ks.
Bounce to second baseman Delino DeShields. Adrian Brown retired. Luke Collier has a 2-run triple to his credit. Bucks lead 2-0 after 1.5. Pirates Baseball on Fox Sports Pittsburgh is brought to you by Pepsi, who invites you to join Generation Next. By Original Coors, pure and simple, the last real beer. And by Cooper Tire and Rubber Company. Cooper Tire, the world is your course. Drive on. Ray Lankford at the plate takes ball one. Lankford hitting .286 with 28 homers, 96 runs batted in. Timeout was called.
Oh, I thought it maybe a bee flew by or something.
Angel Hernandez, the home plate umpire.
Just saw on the scoreboard Lankford and what's that guy's name? McGuire?
Yeah.
All-time Cardinal leaders as far as teammate home runs. Guess that's not a big surprise. A lot of famous names on that list they threw up there. Mutuals and Medwicks. Mize.
And a shot past Kevin Young into the right field corner. Jose Guillen has to hurry up after it. Lankford's going to go for third, and they'll make it easily.
You know, the corners here are pretty straightforward. There's no tricky angles or anything like that that we see in a lot of ballparks. A lot of ballparks are trying to build in those tricky angles nowadays to make it tougher. But this here is pretty straightforward. Nothing for the ball to hit down there, but a couple of balls now have caused all kinds of problems. Lankford's got excellent speed. There's not even a play on him.
It's kind of surprising. That great speed, his last triple last year. Third triple of the game early in the second inning.
I always want to put some kind of number in every category, so he was able to pull it off here toward the end of September.
Tatis fouls this one off. Fernando Tatis came over from the Texas Rangers just before the trading deadline. Todd Stottlemyre went to the Rangers, try and help them win a pennant. Cardinals got Tatis and left-hander Darren Oliver.
Stottlemyre will be a free agent at the end of the year and has said that he's going to very much consider coming back to St. Louis. Almost like the Rangers kind of renting him out. And the payment, the rent payment, is Tatis. So if that all works out, that'll be a great deal for St. Louis. That they were out of the race. Stottlemyre's not going to do them any good the last couple months of the season.
Get a couple of guys. They also gave up Royce Clayton. This has popped up. Kevin Young in fair territory has it, so Lieber gets an important first out after the leadoff triple. Now goes after the left-hand hitting John Mabry. Coming up Sunday, the Pirates host the Astros and thank the fans. During the game, a chance to win gifts from such companies as the Pittsburgh Marriott, Eden Park, King's Drugstore, Pizza Hut, Road Data, Carnegie Science Center, Damon's, Quintex Cellular, and in addition, Delta Airlines gives away 20 round-trip airline vouchers to fly anywhere in the continental United States. That's all on Sunday when the Pirates host the Astros at 1:35. That was the last home game of 1998. The final series against Houston starts Friday night, and Randy Johnson on the mound for the Astros. Invite you to call 321-BUCKS. Toll free on the Pirates MCI fan line, 1-800-BUY-BUCKS. Two and one to Mabry. Grounded to the right side. This will score a run. Molkovich on to Kevin Young. John Mabry drives in his 44th run of the season. Lankford crosses the plate. It's 2-1.
Batting seventh, number 11, shortstop, Luis Ordaz.
Mark McGuire.
Had some back spasm problems last game before we got here. Down in the Astrodome, had to
come out of it early. Might be part of the decision. He decided not to play 18 innings today.
Thankfully for him and the Cardinals, no more games on artificial turf. Always seems to bother that back even more when they're playing on the artificial surface.
They only have 3 more road games this year. They go to Milwaukee. That'll do it for them as far as road trips.
1 ball and 1 strike. Interesting to see. Some say that the chances for Sosa are not as good as McGuire's to come away with the record, because Sosa facing the likes of Kevin Brown tonight, for example. Cardinals will be at.
I was going to say that Milwaukee pitching that he's going to see after we leave. McGuire's going to see. Sosa just feasted on those guys.
McGuire will see the Brewers starting Friday night, a 3-game series, then back home 2 with Houston and 4 with the young Expos pitching staff. McGuire and Sosa at 62. Sosa leads the RBI race with 148. And it's Castilla, Vinny Castilla of the Colorado Rockies. He has 137. Then McGuire with 131 ribbies.
Yeah, another thing too that Gene Lamont pointed out to me. See what happens to this 3-2 pitch. It'll be ball 4, so we got time to talk about it as Ordaz goes down to first base. That when you're playing the Cubs, you have to play pretty much, you know, straight baseball. They're in a pennant race, and you can't not intentionally walk Sosa if the game strategy calls for it, just because he's trying to get the home run record.
Yeah, you'll walk Sosa intentionally.
Yeah,
if it helps
because
you
you
win
have
the game.
to, because the game situation is going to dictate how you pitch Sosa, because they're in a pennant race.
And you owe it to the other teams.
Right. When you're playing St. Louis, though, it's a little bit different situation. The game really almost takes a back seat to the McGuire business, because the win-losses don't mean anything at this point.
You just can't, as a pitcher, intentionally walk McGuire the rest of the way. You just can't do it. We may mention that last night. It's just, it's not the same. That's kind of interesting, though, because does that mean then that McGuire will have more shots? Because you figure they'll be more apt to pitch around Sammy Sosa if the situation dictates.
You know, another thing too, if you're playing the Cubs, you got to throw out your normal pitchers, the best you got after them. And that's just the way baseball's played. If you're out of the race, but you're playing someone in the race, you put your best team on the field against them. But when you're playing somebody that's out of the race, that's when you get an opportunity to play your September call-ups. If you have a young pitcher like Jimenez, like we saw last night.
That's why Emil Brown started in left, for example.
Yeah.
Kevin Young sat out.
So the Cardinals might see some young pitchers that really the Cubs would not see. They're going to see the everyday guys.
Saturday at noon on Fox Sports Pittsburgh. Chad Plummer leads the Bearcats. They take on the Cadets, followed by hard-hitting Dat Wynn. And the Aggies meet Lee Roberts and the Golden Eagles. That's Saturday, starting at noon on Fox Sports Pittsburgh. Vukovic has gone to the mound. I really should look this up over the past couple of weeks, but I think Pirates pitchers, for whatever reason, have had trouble with the number 8 man in the order. And here's the pitcher batting 8th, and Lieber walks him. It just, again, I should back that up with hardcore figures, but it just seems to me like over the past couple of weeks in particular, Bucco pitchers haven't had a lot of success against the number 8 men in the order.
I know Ordaz, who's out there at second base right now, he would be normally, I guess, in the number 8 spot if this was a normal lineup. Tony La Russa kind of messes things up a little bit by putting that pitcher up there. But he got 3 for 3. His first 3 at bats. I can't remember now what
Ended
he did.
up 3 for 4.
3 for 4 is what he goes right along what you're saying.
2 outs, 2 on, back-to-back walks for Lieber. Now facing the left-hand hitting catcher Tom Lampkin. 2-1 on him. And Lieber pops him up. Second baseman Polkovich for the final out. Cardinals get a run. A triple by Langford and a ground out by Mabry. The Buccos up by 1. Buccos up by a run. 2, 3, 4 hitters against Donovan Osborne. Put your wealth of useless sports knowledge to work. Audition to be a contestant on Fox Sports Net's exciting new game show, The Ultimate Fan League. Call 1-888-448-4UFL to become a contestant.
Leading off, the second baseman, Kevin Volkovich.
It's booster seat. Can't quite see over that wall.
She's ready. This place will start to fill up by the second game.
Yeah, they will be ready when that second game comes around. A lot of rain in the forecast, though. And it is very humid out here right now.
Cardinals playing better baseball, too, even though they're out of the race. They're within 2 games of the 500 mark. Volkovich popped to short his first time. And this has popped up. It is Mabry. First baseman has it. 1 out in the 3rd inning. Osborne now faces Jason Kendall.
Yeah, Cardinals, they have
High School Extra with Guy Junker returns to Fox Sports Pittsburgh with the region's top television coverage of high school football. Get the inside stories and all the scores live Fridays at midnight on Fox Sports Pittsburgh. Go ahead, Bob.
Cardinals are going to go into this winter with a few too many outfilders, aren't they? Mabry,
Yeah,
who plays a lot of outfield, is at first base right now, but he's not going to see much first base time, obviously. And then you have Gann out in left. Langford, J.D. Drew, Brian Jordan.
Jordan, it sounds like they're probably not going to re-sign him. Gant, they'd probably ideally like to keep Jordan and trade Gant, but he's just got too much of a salary right now and has a couple of years left on his deal, whereas Jordan's is expiring and he wants a long-term contract. Strikeout rate, the new Dodge presents those. Greg Jeffries now an American leaguer, but still holds that lead. Jason Kendall among the toughest to
Well, if they're going to try and get Stottlemyre back, you're right, they probably will have to save some money by not trying to bring Jordan.
There's Walt Jocketty, the general manager.
But J.D. Drew, from what I hear and just a little bit I see, I think they got a solid big league player with power. Looks like he can run a little bit. We saw him run the bases last night, laid down a perfect bunt. Kind of evens their lineup out to even more than it is. Join Langford on that left side to give him some more pop. And when you have McGuire in the lineup, you don't need anybody from the other one. He'll take care of that all by himself.
So this is likely to be the outfield next year. And John Mabry is the real question mark. His name has come up over the past couple of seasons in trade talk, including a couple of years back when the Pirates seemed very interested in John Mabry.
Well, if Gant doesn't get back to his old self, as far as his batting average up there in the 300s, you might see a Mabry-Gant platoon situation.
Ron Gant this year, 23 homers and 59 runs batted in. And the walk is drawn. Kevin Young aboard with 2 outs. Gant hit just .229 last year. Just going back to the numbers.
Jose.
But hit .246 in 1996, 30 homers and 82 runs batted in. That's kind of what they're looking for with him. Best year was 93 with the Atlanta Braves before he had that terrible leg injury that kept him out all of 94. He drove in 117 runs that year with Atlanta. RBF Goodrich in the groove includes Jose Guillen and his 10 RBIs the last 9 games. Abraham Nunez done well the last handful, and Chris Peters will start tomorrow against Matt Morris. That ball misses.
Osborne, who normally has very good control, hasn't shown it so far. A couple of walks. He's been behind a couple of guys.
Dave Duncan, the pitching
He's telling them too much hip rotation.
Osborne's last start, he went just 3 innings against the Reds. Gave up 9 hits and 4 runs. And again missing, 3-0.
He's going to get a visit from Mr. Duncan here, I believe.
Gets the strike in there.
All we need is one more ball. They'll go up and they'll talk about flying open and where those shoulders are. Wants him to keep his shoulders, I'm sure, as level as he can as he goes toward the plate. Drive that front shoulder down, not tip it back so much.
Driven to left field, but Gant's just going to look up and watch it leave. Ron Gant looked up as if he might try and make a catch and then realized this one was going to be well into the bullpen. Jose Guillen hits the 2-run homer off Donovan Osborne, his 13th of the year. And the Pirates are out in front 4-1. Guillen a line drive home run over that left field wall.
Well, Greg, that wildness is not always walks. It can also be getting behind in the count and having to just lay in little cupcakes for guys to hammer on, and that's what Guillen got. The 3-2 pitch right down the middle, and Osborne's not throwing exceptionally hard tonight. High 80s, and when you're not having to worry about anything else. Remember last time Guillen was up, he fell behind and had to swing at a changeup, got out in front at it.
Well, that makes the hitting coach happy. So Guillen now with the 76 runs batted in, 13 homers. Lampkin talking to Osborne.
He's talking about this 2-0 count, saying, hey, we're doing it all over again here now to Brown. Saw what happened when we got behind Guillen. If you're going to pitch behind, you got to throw change-ups and off-speed pitches.
And another ball.
You got guys up there with power, and they're in hitters' counts. You got to pull the string on them. They're looking to hit the ball into the bullpen.
Wow. That's the second walk of the inning, the 3rd of the game for Osborne. Make sure you check out your Mellon Bank ATM receipt for that ticket offer from the Pirates. $3 off a reserve or club box seat for the Pirates game coming up on Saturday night against the Astros. Pirates Mellon Bank ATM receipt. Bring that to the ticket office at the stadium. For more information, call the Pirates MCI fan line number is 321-BUCKS or 1-800-BUY-BUCKS. Duncan is out to the mound now. And they get the right-hander warming in the bullpen to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Osborne only 16 walks in 73 innings pitched. So this is a little out of character for him to be struggling like this.
Curtis King warming in the bullpen.
What Osborne has to tell himself right now, hey, I got one of the best offenses in baseball sitting behind me, even with McGuire out. And if I can make my adjustments now, hold it to 4 runs, I'm still going to have a very good opportunity to win the ball game. And on the other side of the coin, we got to start smelling blood.
Something the Pirates haven't done.
Got to strike while the iron is hot. You got a guy out there on the ropes. Go at him.
Manny Martinez. Another ball. This one to Freddie Garcia. Falling behind 2-1, 2 outs. Garcia walked and scored in the second. Pirates up 4-1. Hit hard at the third baseman Tatis. He gets it and throws on to retire the runner at second base. Jose Guillen, that line drive home run, his 13th of the year, and the Buccos out in front by the score of 4-1. Pirates up by a score of 4-1 at Busch Stadium. Delino DeShields singled to lead off the bottom of the first inning, but then John Lieber was able to get J.D. Drew to bounce into a double play. Cardinals have scored a run on 2 hits. Over the mound, there is Collier, and a throw in the dirt, but picked out of there by Kevin Young.
Even when Kevin's not hitting, it seems to me like he's going to win you a game a week with his glove.
Don't know how many more errors this infield would have.
Well, let's not even think about that.
Were it not for number 29. Between Collier and Polkovich, those two have committed 38 errors this season.
How many does
J.D. Drew lifting one to deep center field and gone. J.D. Drew playing in just his 7th game. It's his 2nd home run. The solo shot, and it's 4-2.
pretty big kick Kevin Young had now. That would have been a 2-run homer instead of a solo shot. But Drew is definitely a keeper. He is
Part of the ballpark.
Going to hit a lot of home runs.
The controversial first-round pick.
Adrian Brown going up, trying to reach high as he could over the wall. Just came up a little bit short. You know, one of the things that they accomplished when they padded all the walls around the league, besides protecting the outfielders from injuries, is they've made it possible to see a lot more spectacular outfield plays. Outfielders now aren't afraid of the walls. They'll challenge them, go up there after them. This wall here used to be one of the toughest in the league. This was the wall that Andy Van Slyke ran into and broke his collarbone. A similar play that Adrian Brown just did. He tried to jump up on the wall, make a catch, and at that time it wasn't padded, and the collarbone gave way.
Ray Langford tripled and scored in the second.
And Drew, to me, looks like a legitimate 30 home run man. Put him out there alongside Langford.
It's already a formidable lineup with McGuire and Langford. You add J.D. Drew, and if he does progress like they expect to a 30 homer guy, boy. And it's 3-1. Now again, a little bluff start at first.
Well, if Houston is able to hold on to Randy Johnson for next season.
That's driven deep. Forget it. Oh, that's well out of here. Ray Langford just clubbed his 29th home run of the year. Just like that, it's tied up, 4-4.
15 off pretty well right now in this inning. That ball to Shields hit up the middle was stung pretty well. The Gann line drive and the 2 home runs.
Third baseman, Fernando Tatis.
And fastball, just room service. Middle of the plate, belt high, and belted.
That is his 29th. And for the Cardinals, it gives them 200 home runs on the year. Cubs have hit 200, the Braves 204 dingers.
Yeah, remember what I said about Osborne? If he could just make an adjustment, keep it right there with this offense, even without McGuire, he's got a chance. It was 4-1, now it's 4-4.
And Jeff Tabaka is warming in the bullpen. There's Donovan Osborne.
Very muggy evening here. Getting a little of that ammonia water towel.
Another timeout called. Tatis out in front, popped up his first time. Kendall can corral it. Does.
Well, that one was a mile high. Tatis just missed that ball. Lifted it straight up, but he definitely got the head of the bat to it. That ball got up there around the top of the stadium. There's the Cobra talking to Langford.
Dave Parker. Off by Mabry. Pitch inside. Well, the Mets and Astros are playing game 1 of that doubleheader. Mets trailed by 2 runs going into the 9th inning, but Carlos Baerga hit a 2-run homer to tie it. Now they go to the 10th. That's playing with a little magic, maybe.
The comeback kids. Same thing last night. 2 runs in the 9th to tie it up. That time it was a McRae home run. They went on to win. And the final score ended up being 7-4 as they tied it up off of Billy Wagner. Wonder if Wagner was their victim again tonight. Gotta believe so.
Line right at Kevin Young. Hard hit balls that inning against John Lieber, and he will head toward the dugout with a new score, 4-4. You're watching. This is Fox Sports Pittsburgh, a part of Fox Sports Net. 4-4 now in the 4th inning. This is game 1 of 2. Luke Collier will lead things off. He doubled home, or rather tripled home 2 runs in the 2nd inning. And then it's Lieber and Adrian Brown.
Saw you looking at the laptop there, Greg. It wasn't Billy Wagner, that they tied the game up.
Scott Ellerton, I guess. Jim Hurley of Pittsburgh, our Giant Eagle home run hitters contestant.
Well, we have definitely seen that Larry Dierker is not a guy that goes by the book and always does what you expect. He probably goes with a hunch as much as any manager in baseball.
Heard managers referred to as players managers. He'd probably put Dierker among the top of that list, but especially a pitcher's manager, Larry Dierker. Skipper of the Houston Astros swinging a foul tip. Catcher holds on for the strikeout. Saturday is Greek Festival night at Three Rivers Stadium. The Buccos host Larry Dierker and the Houston Astros. Gate A from 4 to 7 at Gate A. Live music, authentic Greek food, dancers, entertainment, and a whole lot more. The Bucks and Astros, 7:05 Saturday. Pirates MCI fan line numbers once again: 321 Bucks, toll free 1-800-BUY-BUCKS. Tim Laker will pinch hit for John Lieber.
Not surprising after that last inning. Wasn't fooling anybody.
Tobacco will be ready. Laker at a pinch hit homer in the 9th inning.
I just don't think that Lieber is physically ready to come back yet. His velocity of his fastball, I don't think he ever broke 90 that I saw. A few times I looked up at the scoreboard to check those velocity readings. There's pitching coach Pete Vukovich. I know John anxious to get out there and pitch some before the season's over and running out of time. Maybe wasn't quite ready.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Laker.
Laker, that bomb he hit last night was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Well out of the ballpark.
Saw the rain. Laker strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Osborne.
Center fielder, Adrian Brown.
And now Adrian Brown. Strike call. Donovan Osborne went to UNLV for 3 years. Big West Conference career victory record holds that. Shortstop on the short hop. Ordaz throws out Brown, and Donovan Osborne enjoys a 1-2-3 4th inning. 3.5 from Busch Stadium. It's the Pirates 4, the Redbirds 4.
You're watching Pirates baseball on Fox Sports Pittsburgh.
This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates. 4-4 the score in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Jeff Tobacco on in relief. Pitched the other day in Philadelphia.
It's kind of a shame the way this ball game has gone. The offense has been struggling so much, and they come out tonight early, put some runs on the board, and the pitching, which normally is our best point, has not been tonight.
And that means a Pirates starter will go, let's see, 19 games now. Last 19 games, a Pirates starter has won only 1 game. That was on Friday night in Philadelphia, Chris Peters. But that's more
You do a lot of
because
homework.
of the offense.
Impressed.
Are you?
I see you writing stuff down all the time. Now I know what it is.
Oh. Always wondered, huh? I see you.
Not writing anything down.
No, I see you doodling over there sometimes. Wondered about that.
I'll show you some of my artwork sometime.
Luis Ordaz. See how Tobacco does the bottom third of this order. We made mention of that when Ordaz and the pitcher Osborne walked. It seems as though Pirates pitchers have struggled with the lower part of the batting order.
That was a turning point of last night's ball game. They put a big inning together early, and it was Jason Schmidt, unaffected against the bottom of the order, that opened up the doors for that big inning.
Jeff Tobacco, we mentioned, from the individual standpoint, one of the real bright spots of this 1998 Pirates team. Fly ball hit deep. Going over Martinez, and Adrian Brown able to pick it out of the air and avoid a collision.
Well, I don't know how they kept from running into each other.
Looks like they went through each other.
That's one of those balls that nobody can really take charge of and really, you know, holler, I got it. Because it's either one of them maybe can make the catch, but nobody can make it for sure. Well, somehow they had the presence of mind to one guy come inside and Martinez go deep and try to make a basket catch. But I don't see anybody saying a word, and you really can't. You just have to go for it and hope the best.
Excellent play there by Adrian Brown. Good job by Manny Martinez. Here's the pitcher, Osborne.
Ordaz kind of fooling everybody with the little bit of power he showed there. Dead center field to the warning track. They don't play him much deeper than they play a pitcher. Not bad career stats, but this season he is really hitting horrible. He's just got one base hit this year.
So you'd think that'd be kind of easy pickings for a guy like Tobacco or anybody else against Donovan Osborne. Osborne does have one career home run. 2 years ago, hit a grand slam against San Diego Padres. But he's gone here.
It was.
2 outs. Saturday at 6:30 on Fox Sports Pittsburgh. Trey Bly leads the Tar Heel D as they meet up with Stanford, followed by the Hawkeyes rolling into a desert duel with the Arizona Wildcats. Saturday at 6:30 on Fox Sports Pittsburgh.
A duel in the desert, huh? Old West shootout.
Ball 1 to Lampkin. Ken Griffey Jr., by the way, earlier today for the Mariners, hit home run number 52. Drove in 5 runs. Seattle beat Minnesota. Keep talking about McGuire and Sosa. Too late for Griffey to make a run at it, but here he is with 52 home runs. 3-0.
You really got to have no fear when you stand up there tonight. Get one right under the chin, 92. You got to step right back in there and take your whacks.
Two out and walk. Now Tobacco facing Delino DeShields. Fox Sports Pittsburgh knows baseball and Lowe's knows home improvement. Now they're teaming up to give you the chance to win a trip to the Baseball World Championships to enter the Best in Baseball sweepstakes. Visit your local Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse until September 20th. No purchase necessary. See complete rules at Lowe's stores. Enter today. You could be headed to the championship series in October. Throw over there. Lampkin doesn't run too often. DeShields takes a ball. Now Kendall takes this trip to the mound to talk to Tobacco.
Something about that mound tonight, maybe. Everybody's having trouble finding the strike zone with consistency. awfully hard rain last night right after the ball game for a couple hours. I think Tobacco's hurt.
Yep, I think he is. And Ken Biggerstaff's going to check on that, the head trainer.
Looked like he pointed to his side, yeah.
Yeah. Gene Lamont will follow.
In the bullpen, and you know somebody's going to have to come in now.
There goes Tobacco. We'll come back and take a look and see what happened to Jeff Tobacco. Spin Williams, the bullpen coach, answers the phone, and they'll get somebody up and headed to the mound. The Buccos and Cardinals tied back after this Sunoco pitching change. Looking at the action here in St. Louis at Busch Stadium, the Pirates and the Cardinals tied up. Paterno, Harris, Davey, three great coaches. Penn State, University of Pittsburgh, Notre Dame, three top schools. Catch the coaches' weekly press conferences Tuesdays beginning at 12:30 only on Fox Sports Pittsburgh. Sean Lawrence will be the new pitcher. See if we can find anything at this last pitch Tobacco just threw to Delino DeShields.
Well, after he throws it, he kind of arches his back a little bit, right. See if it keeps right there. Jason Kendall knew something wasn't right. Probably saw something on the pitch before that.
And you can see Tobacco grab his side.
When the catcher comes out in that situation, he's saying, hey, if there's something wrong with you, you got to tell somebody. Don't just, you know, be a hero out here and end up hurting yourself bad, or worse, try to compensate for something that's not feeling some, you know, well in your ribs or your legs or somewhere, and end up hurting your arm. That's what really the problem can be there, is you change your delivery to try and compensate for something else, and you end up messing up an elbow or a shoulder. That could be dangerous.
Pete Vukovich talking there with assistant trainer Bill Henry. There are three trainers now on the team, as Sean Lawrence will get as much time as he needs.
Yeah, anytime you come in when you're replacing an injury, you go out there on the mound and you can throw as many as you want.
Like you're warming in the bullpen.
But at the same time, there's always like pressure on you to hurry, because you know everybody in the ballpark is standing there watching you, waiting. The umpires are you know, kind of looking at you like, come on now, let's go, you know. They're not really doing that, but that's how you feel. I mean, they're
I would think, yeah.
what else are they going to look at?
Right.
But you, as you're throwing, you feel the guy's eyes on you, and there is kind of this pressure to sometimes say, okay, I'm ready, when probably if you were in the bullpen warming up for a start or warming up to come into the game in relief, you actually would throw a few more.
Now,
a veteran guy, maybe that's not such the case, but a young guy like Sean Lawrence, I guarantee you out there, he's thinking, boy, I got to hurry up and get this, you know, taken care of here, because everybody is standing here waiting for me.
almost a shame. Almost you wish you could warm up in the bullpen, let them do something else here out in the field.
Yeah,
somebody come out and hit some fungos or something. Pete Vukovich.
It is an advantage, though, to warm up on the mound you're going to be pitching off of.
Yeah.
The pitchers all were talking after that game in Philadelphia about the difference between the bullpen mound and the mound in the middle of the diamond. They said it was incredible. The mound in the bullpen was very flat. There was much slope to it. They got out to the diamond in the middle, and it's like a mountain. It's going straight down. And when you do that, when you go from a real flat mound to something very steep, you can really throw your, I'd say the first couple of hitters, everything right straight in the dirt. Saw a shot there of Francisco Cordova. He was one of the guys that really did complain a lot about it. And it's a legitimate complaint. And I know that Pete Vukovich went to the umpires after that ball game and said something to them that, hey, you know, would you please go out and look at the bullpen mound, because they are supposed to be the same as the mound that's out there in the middle of the diamond, or at least similar. And if there is a big difference, I mean, that is not right.
Jeff Wallace on the disabled list, taking his time to work on a glove. First baseman's glove at that. Well, the Pirates, Sean Lawrence, as we said, is going to get as much time as he needs. It's a 4-4 game. in Houston, it's 4-4. They're in the 11th inning.
I would say that Sean has been able to resist the temptation to say he's ready early. He is taking his time out there. Now he's ready.
Yeah. By the way, I think I said Jeff Wallace. I looked at the mustache and the
One Jeff.
no, I think it's Tim Laker.
Yeah, that's who it is. 27. That's Laker. Played a little first base
I
in
know,
Philadelphia.
I know Wallace is strong, but I looked at those forums. I thought, wait a minute. Want to know the count now to Delino to Shields, ready to go. And Lawrence delivers ball 2.
27 in arms like that. That's got to be either Laker or Jacoby. Right, T? You're at home listening?
Oh, yeah, good one, Bob. 2-1 the count. And popped them up. Shallow right field. The end there. Good work, as Sean Lawrence did take as much time apparently as he needed. Coming on in relief. Game tied at 4. 4-4. Ken Biggerstaff, head trainer, assistant trainer Bill Henry, going to tape Adrian Brown's ankle.
Leading off, second baseman.
I mentioned there are 3 trainers. We also talked earlier that Trent Jewett is up, the AAA manager of the Nashville Sounds, also up from AA, and he's in the clubhouse now, I'm sure, with Jeff Tabacca, who left with a muscle strain on the left side. Mike Sandoval, Pirates AA trainer. AA, of course, will be moving. You might not have heard that yet, but the Pirates announced today that they have become affiliated now with the Altoona Curve, the new AA franchise in Altoona, Pennsylvania, starting next season. An agreement through the year 2002. That should be a lot of fun.
It would be nice when we talk about these young prospects that we so often do, like how we talked about Emil Brown this year. Ball's hit back to the middle. The Pittsburgh fans can actually take a little bit of a road trip, go over Altoona and see for themselves what's coming up.
And maybe take the railroad down.
Catcher, Jason Kendall.
So they got, of course, the nickname, the Curve, after the famed Horseshoe Curve, the railroad tracks 5 miles outside the city. The Altoona ballpark, 6,000 seats, to be christened in April of '99, and the agreement now with Altoona ends the 9-year affiliation that the Pirates had with the Carolina Mudcats of the Southern League. And I know that was a very tough decision for the Pirates, because really they've had a great working relationship with Carolina for those 9 years, and they had to go back and forth with that decision, whether to leave Carolina, and then if they did, was it going to be Altoona or Erie, which goes to AA. But you'll get a chance to see young players coming up through the organization. Kevin Polkovich played parts of 5 years with the Carolina Mudcats.
They won the Southern League Championship just 3 years ago down in Carolina.
Polkovich with the leadoff single in the 5th. Jason Kendall, also a former Mudcat. We talk so much about Jose Guillen bypassed AAA. He bypassed AA and AAA, but it is unusual to see guys come to the major leagues with little or no experience whatsoever at the AAA level. Well, here's another one. First-round pick, Jason Kendall in '92, played at Bradenton in Florida, then A-ball at Augusta and Salem. Just over a season at AA Carolina, and then on to Pittsburgh, and he is hit once again. 29 times now. Jason Kendall hit by a pitch. Leads the league.
First baseman.
It looks as though he'll win that distinction of being hit the most times in the National League. Fernando Vina was next, 25 times, Milwaukee Brewers. There it is. Now look at the list. That is clubbed by Kevin Young. Forget about it. Out of here. Kevin Young rockets a pitch from Donovan Osborne here in the 5th inning. A 3-run blast. And the Pirates out in front 7-4. It's Young's 25th of the year.
Well, a great example tonight what a home run ball can do for a ball club. It got the Cardinals right back in this game quickly, and now that 3-run shot. An example of why we need more of that.
Right fielder. Jose.
Kevin got a fastball right down the middle. This is just about where that one Langford hit out was. Nice round number there. 25th home run of the year. I like that.
104 RBIs for Young. That has to feel pretty good. Been a while for Young since he had his last long ball.
Really just to go up there and for a couple games in a row be consistent, hit some balls hard is what Kevin is looking to do. He hadn't done that in a while.
Yeah.
He has really had his swing kind of messed up lately, but there was nothing wrong with that one.
Last home run he hit was against these Cardinals at Three Rivers on August the 23rd. It was against the left-hander Kent Merker.
Doesn't hit too many home runs off lefties.
Tony La Russa to the mound and takes the baseball. He wants a new pitcher. Donovan Osborne will not get past the 5th inning. Gives up this 3-run homer to Kevin Young, and the Pirates lead 7-4. We're back after this Sunoco pitching change. Tony La Russa makes the pitching change. Donovan Osborne is gone.
Osborne obviously just did not have it tonight. He tried to hang in there and battle him, and it really did look, Greg, last inning like he had turned it around. He got the quick couple of strikeouts of Collier and Lieber, and then the routine ground ball to Adrian Brown. Real quick inning. Just what he was looking for after his team had tied the game for him. Couldn't keep it going.
The outfield, J.D. Drew, Langford and Gant. You saw Curtis King, the new pitcher. Curtis King will come on after Osborne had thrown a strike to Gant.
An unusual time to make a pitching change. Pitcher goes 0-1.
Jose Guillen homered his last time and has flied out. 2-run homer for him, a 3-run homer for Young in this 5th inning. And King gets the strikeout. One away, Manny Martinez now. He's been on base twice tonight. Pirates collecting 6 hits and 7 runs off the starter, Donovan Osborne. It's hardcore football on Fox Sports Pittsburgh. Ronnie Lott, Bill Moss, and Ron Pitts show you the real NFL. Hardcore X's and O's. Hardcore blood, sweat, and tears. Hardcore football for the hardcore fan. It's Tuesdays at 8 on Fox Sports Pittsburgh. Well, they're playing a wild one. The Astros and the Mets. This has popped up. Who's going to call for it? The second baseman drifting out to Shields for the second out.
That's not over yet.
Jeff Bagwell homered to give them the lead. I think the Astros have tied it. Yeah, Bagwell homered to tie it, right? Yeah.
The scoreboard up there on the wall now says 5-4, game's over.
Bagwell apparently hit a home run in the 11th inning off John Franco.
Somebody needs to tell the scoreboard operator.
Ray Ordonez had doubled to score the go-ahead run in the top of that 11th inning. Ordonez hit his first home run of the year in the second inning. So he's had quite a night as the Mets continue to battle. That wild card race is on. Started the day tied with the Cubs. Giants 3.5 back. 2-1 the count. Garcia comes up empty on that pitch from Curtis King. Luke Collier next. Just missed. A lot of questions remain for this Pirates team. Bob talked about that shortstop position. What happens at third? Who's the leadoff man? Who's the center fielder? This is all speculation going into the winter, and what we'll see happens as far as trades and or free agent acquisitions before the Bucks head down to Bradenton, Florida in February.
You know, to me, it's going to be an exciting winter because there are some good stories on this team. And Cam has said that he's going to be able to bump the budget up a little bit.
Kevin Young hit a 3-run homer, and the Pirates now have a 7-4 lead after 4.5.
Pirates baseball on Fox Sports Pittsburgh is brought to you by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers, home of the minivan store. By the Pennsylvania Lottery, benefiting older Pennsylvanians. And by Allegheny Power, your reliable low-cost energy provider.
Bottom of the 5th inning. J.D. Drew homered to center field in the 3rd. Drives one deep. Where will this one land? Well into the seats. Past the right field bullpen. J.D. Drew has hit 2 home runs in this game. Now has 3 in just 7 appearances for the St. Louis Cardinals.
I see why the Phillies wanted this guy. He looked pretty good hitting mine rolling, wouldn't he? High breaking ball, and this just is crushed. McGuire probably enjoyed watching that ball land.
Wow. Yeah, it's hard to root for the guy because of all that controversy last year. It really is. And the Cardinals fans are loving it. And apparently he's been very humble, has been quoted as saying he's just got to play and keep his mouth shut. He and his agent Scott Burrows held out all last year. Well, Jocketty trying to get a glimpse of the replay of that home run, and that cost the Phillies. They tried to work things out, but Burrows and J.D. Drew just asking for way too much in their mind for a first-round pick. So Drew played in an independent league last year, became essentially another draft pick by the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah,
and
he played within the rules.
Yeah.
They couldn't come to agreement, so he sat out a season, went back into the draft. I mean, that's what the rules are for.
It's popped up. Foul territory. Jason Kendall withdrew. Gant is retired. It just doesn't seem fair. I mentioned last night that the Phillies would have their year sacrificed, their first round pick. They get nothing because they just doesn't seem fair. Well, hope you'll make your plans to be a part of Pirates Baseball 1999. Your season ticket plans allow you top priority for the new PNC Park. Be a part of Pittsburgh sports history. Call the Pirates MCI fan line 321-BUCKS or toll free 1-800-BUY-BUCKS.
Well, to play devil's advocate with you, which you usually do with me, Greg. The Phillies knew what they were doing going in. They knew he was going to be a very tough sign, and they rolled the dice, gambled to draft him, and they lost.
Yeah, can't argue with you there. That's true. You know, if your agent is Scott Burrows, in fact, I don't know when the last time the Pirates even attempted to draft a guy who was represented by Scott Burrows.
Yeah.
No, it's
I mean,
just out of this world trying to sign these players.
That goes into your draft picks as much as anything else. Is you just don't go draft the best player out there. You draft, it's a combination of things. A best player, but he's got to be signable because you don't want to risk, you know, just wasting a first-round draft pick like the Phillies did year before last. But can I sign this guy? Am I willing to pay what he wants? No, I'm not. Well, then I guess I better not draft him. I better get somebody else instead. A lot of people passed him up this year. You know, what did the Cardinals get him? About 6th or 7th, something like that?
Down. It was down maybe.
So there were a lot of teams in front of the Cardinals who decided, I'm not going to take that risk. I'm not going to get Drew. The Cardinals were the first team that said, I'm willing to take the risk because I think that I can come up with enough money to sign him. So they did it. They got him. And now he'll be hitting home runs for the Cardinals.
Bounce left side. Freddie Garcia drills on to first. J.D. Drew leads off the bottom of the 5th inning with his 2nd home run of the game and his 3rd as a major leaguer. It's 7-5 Pittsburgh. Puck goes up by a couple here in the first game of a twilight doubleheader at Busch Stadium. Luke Collier will lead off. He tripled home a pair of runs in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th against Donovan Osborne. Take a look at the Lowe's trivia question. Which Pirates pitcher had a 5-1 record in 1962 as a 43-year-old rookie? This is popped up to the second baseman, DeShields. Wow, 43-year-old rookie.
No idea, Greg.
How about Diomedes Olivo?
Sean Lawrence.
I wouldn't have gotten that one either. Sean Lawrence at the plate takes the ball. And it's 1-2. Trying to look at Olivo's number. Olivo did play for the St. Louis Cardinals briefly in '63, but
Lawrence goes down on strikes. 2nd out.
the obscure Diomedes Olivo. Curtis King.
Good trivia question there.
Yeah, it was a stumper.
I think that's going to get most people.
Yep. King on in relief of Donovan Osborne. He gets the first 2 outs. Now Adrian Brown is 0 for 3. And he will bat from the left side.
Adrian Brown has showed himself this season to be an excellent punter. Another bunt base hit last night's ball game.
King has him behind in the count, 0-2. Donovan Osborne giving up 7 runs in 4 innings. Then King came on to get Guillen, Martinez, and Garcia. He's retired the first 2 he's faced in this 6th inning. And he's going to get Brown on this ground ball to the right side. 5.5 at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Pirates up 7-5 in the first game of 2. 7-5, the Pirates lead this ball game. We're taking a look now. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning at this date in Pirates history. Brought to you by Chrysler. It was on this date, September the 15th in 1983. Richie Hebner hit an 8th inning pinch hit grand slam that gave the Pirates an 8-4 win against the Cubs. Richie Hebner, the 2nd tour of duty with the Pirates toward the end of his career, and Hebner now hitting instructor in the minor leagues.
He's in AAA this year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Working alongside Trent Jewett.
Very likable Richie Hebner. Witchy. One and 2 on Mabry. Sean Lawrence made some starts. Now out of the bullpen.
And Sean Lawrence kind of in a similar situation that similar situation Todd Van Poppel is in with the Bucks this year. And they have done almost the exact same thing. A few starts and now some relief appearances. They are being watched and evaluated to see where they fit into the puzzle for next season.
There's Van Poppel. Mabry comes up empty.
In Todd's case, he has done just a fantastic job out of the bullpen. He really a different type of pitcher coming in from the bullpen than he is as a starter.
Yeah, so far that has worked quite nicely for Van Poppel. He hasn't given up an earned run in his 7 relief appearances.
Has shown that he'll throw a much harder fastball when he comes in to pitch for an inning, as opposed to having to go out for a start.
Dawes takes the ball. He has walked and was retired on a nice play by Adrian Brown his last time up. Bounce to Polkovich. To Young, 2 outs.
Cardinals have a lot of faith in Ordaz to be able to handle that shortstop position. They think he's going to be there for a while. That's why they were anxious to move Royce Clayton from there. Again, trying to put a young guy out there if you can get the same type play and save you some money. That's as important as anything else now in baseball. Save the money for the hammers. That guy played shortstop, didn't he? Ozzie, didn't they have a Ozzie something here?
I forget. I think so. You're stumping us like they did with that trivia question. Fly ball, Adrian Brown is there. 1, 2, 3 and out for Sean Lawrence. First time the Cardinals have been retired in order. Go to the 7th. Pirates up by a couple. You're watching Fox Sports Pittsburgh on Fox Sports Net. And the Buccos are being watched. Talk about the younger players and the 1999 mix. Boy, you wind down the less than 2 weeks. Hope this team can finish on a nice stretch of games, because you'd hate to end it on a sour note, and so far that's what's been happening with this club that has dropped 14 out of 17 games. Pirates at 67 wins, 82 losses, will try to avoid losing 90 games for the first time since 1986. That year they went 64 and 98. Ball to Polkovich.
I remember that. That wasn't a whole lot of fun. Jim Leyland's first year as skipper, and the team was really in transition. We were getting rid of a lot of our older players that have been around a long time and accumulating as much youth, young guys, as we could. A lot of what's going on right now.
This is popped up. And out of play as Lampkin went over. Polkovich single to lead off the fifth. He was aboard when Kevin Young hit his 25th home run of the campaign.
There was a huge turnover in 86 and 87. So Johnny Rays, Tony Peñas, Rick Rushells, Don Robinson, Rick Roden, Jim Morrison.
These guys were all dealt away.
Billy Allman. Lee Mazzelli, Steve Kemp. From 86 to the end of 87, all of those guys were gone.
Good job, good memory with that. 3-2 to Polkovich. Of course, Bob Walker was a part of that transition, because he was there with those guys, and then was there when the new crop came in, and they went on to win the division championships in the early 90s. 6-3 as Polkovich is retired. And
I kind of hid under the bed. They forgot about me, and so I got to stay around. It wasn't too long that they had really made a complete changeover. And that's really what you have to do, I think, in nowadays. If you don't have the economic wherewithal to stay there year in and year out like the Braves do, there comes to a point to where you need to blow it all up and start over with a clean sheet of paper.
line foul. The beginning of the Sid Thrift era.
Yes, Sid came on in '86.
Sid Thrift now an assistant with the Baltimore Orioles. And that's a team that is in the middle of a major transition at the top. But Kevin Malone being named the general manager to replace Tommy Lasorda with the Dodgers. Malone was in line, apparently, to replace Pat Gillick, who is the current GM at Baltimore and is going to step down after this year. So they'll need to hire a couple. And word is, once again, Jim Bowden's name has come up. Bowden, the general manager of the Reds. That's lined into left field, and a base hit for Kendall. He's on base for the third time.
A hitting machine, isn't he?
Great year for Kendall at the plate.
You need about 15 Jason Kendalls out there.
You'd win a lot of games.
Yes, you would. comes to play, comes to win. We're talking about him missing AAA. If you know him, you know why he missed AAA. With his desire and talent and his knowledge of baseball and how it needs supposed to be played, he didn't need any of that. He needed to come up and play in the big leagues.
Two on Kevin Young. That one fouled off. Young with 25 home runs.
Wouldn't be all that surprising to see Kendall take off on one of these next couple of pitches. There's a few up. Cardinals obviously thinking the same thing. That's why King got the step-off call from Tony La Russa. How many more steals is Jason need? Two.
Two to tie John Stearns for the National League record by a catcher. Double play turn. That ends the top of the 7th inning. Pirates lead the Cardinals in game 1 by a couple. Pirates are up 7-5 in this ball game. Some kind of home run derby here in St. Louis. Yeah, the long ball, Jose Guillen. This drive in the 3rd inning. J.D. Drew hitting this one off John Lieber in the 3rd. 2 batters later, Ray Langford. That's his 29th. That tied the game at 4. 5th inning, Kevin Young. 2 on. This unties it. His 25th of the year. 3-run shot. Then J.D. Drew again. In the 5th. Solo blast for Drew, his 2nd of the game. Pirates out in front, 7-5. Brian Jordan will pinch hit for Tom Lampkin. Strike to Jordan. Solid year, 309, 23 homers, 84 runs batted in.
Well, St. Louis does allow him to go out on the free agent market. He's probably looking at a pretty good payday, what he has done here in the last couple of years. He was up amongst the league leaders in batting average for quite some time this season. He's tailed off as of late.
This is rolled, kicks off the mound. Oh, nice looking play. Oh, safe. Collier couldn't get anything on the throw. Young, a nice scoop. It'll be an infield hit for Jordan.
You see another thing that Jordan can do well besides the power numbers.
Second baseman,
Was an all-pro safety of the Atlanta Falcons, so you know that he's got some good foot speed. Collier just every possible thing could do there. Still not quite enough to get Jordan.
DeShields now against Lawrence.
That
Ball 1.
That last shot right there, you saw Collier had his glove up to his face, and he was looking over at Polkovich with his mouth closed. That's the sign to Polkovich to say who's going to cover on a steal. When he sees the sign from the catcher, he decides who's going to cover the bag, and he'll give that sign to Polkovich. He'll either have his mouth open or his mouth closed, and one of those things tells Pokovich either I got it or you got it. There, he just gave the sign time to get another mouth closed. Mouth closed, for instance, may mean I got the bag on a steal. And if he looks over and got his mouth open, well, maybe he's thinking, fastball away, I better stay home. You should cover the bag. Mouth closed again. But if you've always wondered why the shortstop puts a glove to his face all the time, that's the reason. And the reason he hides it, he doesn't want the hitter knowing who's going to cover the bag in case they have a hit and run. That's a great advantage to a hitter. If you know shortstop's going to cover the bag on a hit and run, well, now all you're going to try and do is just try and punch a little ground ball that side because you don't know what's going to be there.
Well, Shields walks. The first for Lawrence since coming on in relief for the injured Jeff Tabak in the 4th inning.
Gene Lamont is making the long walk out to the mound, and he's going to make a change.
Our Ladbroke game summary saw J.D. Drew hitting a pair of homers. Langford hit a 2-run shot, but the Bucks have hit a pair, Jose Guillen and Kevin Young. Ladbroke game 1 summary. Sean Lawrence, they're giving up the infield hit and the walk, will exit. A right-hander coming on. We're back after this Sunoco pitching change.
Well, there is Sean Lawrence. He's pitcher of record, isn't he? We'll get this win. Pirates can hold on.
Pitch 2 1/3.
Be his second win of his young career. If that man right there, Ricardo Rincon, can throw some water on this little brush fire that's developed here in the bottom of the 7th inning. See, Ricardo has those excellent stats. Almost a strikeout per innings pitched all year. Just 45 hits in 61 innings. He and Jason Christensen have become about the best left-handed throwing tandem in any bullpen around.
That's a young gentleman that retrieved Mark McGuire's number 62 home run. A member of the grounds crew. Was part of those post-game ceremonies. He was there by the podium, and he says, "Mark, I think I have something that belongs to you." McGuire, of course, gave it to the Hall of Fame, and it's in Cooperstown now. But who will hit the ball that will go to Cooperstown next? J.D. Drew is at a pair of home runs. Grounded into a double play in the 1st. Homered in the 3rd off Lieber. Homered off Lawrence last time. Now facing Rincon. That Houston game is over finally, the first of 2. 12 innings. The Astros win it 6-5 in a wild one. Derek Bell at his 21st home run of the year off Jeff Tam in the home half of the 12th at the Astrodome. Jeff Bagwell had tied it with his 33rd in the 11th. So a very disappointing loss for the Mets, who had fought their way back again to tie it with a 2-run homer by Carlos Baerga in the 9th. Bagwell's homer coming off John Franco. The second game coming up.
Little opportunity for the Cubs. They can take the lead here against the Mets. They win tonight.
Cohen looked as though he was thinking of throwing over there.
No, there was nobody to throw the ball to. He did have Jordan wandering off too far, but nobody in position to take that throw.
Grounded to the right side. Kevin Young, look at that little turn and throw. Oh, a pretty looking double play that was.
No right-handed first baseman I've ever seen that is as good as Kevin Young at starting the double play ball. He is so quick at that. Left-handed first baseman have a great advantage over Kevin, but he is very good at that backward spin. He turns his back towards second base as he's fielding the ball and kind of whips it around. Kevin was not satisfied with two. As you see, when he got that throw back, he was looking right at third. He was trying to catch Jordan rounding that third base bag. Well, wouldn't that have been something?
Oh. Deal down to the first base umpire, Charlie Relaford. What Gant has done tonight. Toronto and the Indians are tied at 4 in the third. And the Red Sox lead the Yankees 3-0 in the third inning. Tampa Bay out in front 4-0 over the Anaheim Angels in the sixth. The Texas Rangers down 5-0 in the fourth to the Baltimore Orioles. Ball in the dirt. Esteban Loaiza gave up 5 runs in 2 2/3 in that ball game. Starter John Lieber gave up 4 runs in 3 innings for Pittsburgh tonight. Sabaka got 2 outs before having to leave with a muscle strain on the left side. Sean Lawrence coming in to pitch 2 1/3. Now Rincon, after getting the double play ball, walks Gant, and he will face Ray Langford.
Not a bad trade in this situation when you get a slider like Rincon. Pitch around that right-hander, get the lefty up there. Langford, a big strikeout candidate.
Tonight he has tripled, homered, and driven one to the warning track.
141 strikeouts on the year.
That number, by the way, is tied for 4th most in the National League. Sosa has fanned 156 times. And a quick strike.
That's one thing that goes right along with home runs. You look at those teams that got a lot of home runs, they got a lot of strikeouts too. Cardinals got a bunch. And that Cub team got a bunch.
0-2. Most figured the Cubs would come close to breaking records with Sosa and Henry Rodriguez, but Rodriguez has been hurt. Hasn't contributed all that much to the Cubs' winning ways.
Cubs really are kind of lucky to be in the position they're in when you look at the injuries they've had to deal with this year. And now with Kerry Wood on the shelf, I don't know if they'll be able to do it.
Missing. Well, you wonder if the Giants have enough firepower to overtake both those teams. They're 3.5 back, and time is a-wasting.
I think the Mets will end up with it.
Rincon strikes out Langford. He is indeed a strikeout candidate. 7 full, 7-5 Pirates. Tony La Russa makes these changes. Brian Jordan will come on to play center field. Jordan, the pinch hitter in the 7th. Eli Marrero will now do the catching. And Jeff Brantley is the new pitcher. If you want to talk to the big names in Pittsburgh sports, watch Sports Beat weeknights at 7 with Stan Savran and Guy Junker. They bring the top sports newsmakers to you live weeknights at 7 only on Fox Sports Pittsburgh. And we invite you to keep it tuned right here between games. Stan and Guy will join you.
Eli Marrero.
The numbers on Jeff Brantley. And again, a reminder, coming up tonight, 1 a.m., Sammy Sosa special. That's tonight at 1 in the morning, and then tomorrow afternoon. And will be replayed at 3:30. Produced by Fox Sports News. We invite you to tune into that Sammy Sosa special. That's a good one. Guillen, fellow countryman of Sosa's, Dominican, fouls us out of play, facing Brantley. Homered in the 3rd. Brantley in front 0-2. Yeah, this is lined into left center. Good work by Guillen.
Gave him 3 identical pitches, all fastballs over the outside corner. Brantley is pretty good at putting the ball where he wants to. Did it, but got burnt. Needed to probably carve a little slider off that outside corner or move the fastball in and kind of keep Guillen honest. Jose, after seeing 3 of them out there, went out and fired it into center field.
Walt Pado of Bell Vernon is our Giant Eagle home run hitters contestant here in the 8th. Guillen and Young have homered. Ball 1.
Jacklin going through the signs. See if the sacrifice bunt is still on.
Bunting. Mabry over to DeShields.
The Pirates playing for 1 run right now, trying to add to that 2-run lead.
Freddie Garcia.
Martinez getting the runner to scoring position. Now they got 2 shots to knock him in. They're going to put him on, looks like.
And pitch to Collier. Brantley will walk Freddie Garcia intentionally. Luke Collier can foil this strategy. La Russa looks at the lineup card. Who's available to Lamont?
Looks like Turner Ward is going to come out to the on-deck circle. That is the pitcher spot, isn't it, Greg?
It is.
Collier's being called back.
No, in a bat for Collier. Gene Lamont sees this opportunity as a chance to get a run, maybe two. He likes this matchup. Jeff Brantley against Turner Ward. Ward has not faced Brantley in the past. Luke Collier has 2 at-bats against Brantley in his career with 2 strikeouts.
Brian Eversgerd is throwing in the bullpen. Tony wants to spin and turn around, make him hit right-handed. He's got that option available to him. A lot of chess moves going on all of a sudden.
2 former Chicago White Sox skippers, La Russa and Lamont, now facing off in the National League.
After Rick Rennick got through talking there with Gene Lamont, you saw him going over the scorecard. I watched Rick Rennick. He went down and got a hold of Emil Brown, whispered something to him. Nunez. All kinds of changes I think are going to take place here. Doug Strange in the on-deck circle.
They're going to need a new shortstop, and they might use Nunez as a pinch runner if Ward reaches. This is low.
Turner's still bothered, I think, by the bad ankle. He hit on it fine, but really can't run 100% right now. A little notebook that you see Lloyd McClendon holding in his hands right now. That's a little scouting report on every pitcher the Cardinals have. Every pitcher has his own little page there. Flip through it. Tell the hitters what to expect from the new guys that come into the ball game.
Ward pinch hitting for Collier with Guillen at second, Garcia at first. Three and two.
Turner pretty good at putting the bat on the ball. I think they might start the runners here.
See if they do. Doug Strange on deck to pinch hit. Will the runners be off? With 1 out, Bucks up by a couple. There they go. And it is ball 4, and the Pirates in business with the bases loaded. Discover Card donates $500 to the local chapter of the Make-A-Wish Foundation for every grand slam in tonight's game. And here comes Dave Duncan hustling out toward the mound here to talk to Brantley, who has not done the work that the Cardinals had hoped he would when they acquired him during the offseason.
He, like so many of these Cardinal pitchers, has struggled with his health all year long too. But you're right, Greg. He was supposed to come in here and really be a save guy, dominant guy like he was with the Cincinnati Reds, and it just hasn't worked out that way for him.
They kind of gambled a little bit almost because
yeah,
of his unhealthy
he had
season
health
last
problems
year.
coming in.
Yeah.
They knew that. They rolled the dice, and it didn't come up all that well for him. But to be fair to Jeff, there hasn't been all that many save opportunities this year. They have been playing better of late, but through most of this season, they weren't getting leads to him to where he could save a lot of games. So they've gone other directions. There's a few guys in that bullpen now that have put together quite a few saves. Acevedo has 9.
Doug Strange pinch hitting with the bases loaded.
A rookie Crawshaw, he's got 8 saves himself, so they have kind of split that load up similar to what the Pirates have done.
Strange toward the gap in right center field, but Drew is there to make the catch. It'll be a sacrifice fly on the pinch hit drive by Doug Strange, scoring Guillen, an insurance run for the Bucks.
A good job there by Doug. He didn't want to hit the ball on the ground. And Brantley with that good splitter can be a tough guy to get in the air sometimes. Doug right now at the end of this season, he's looking for just about anything that's a positive note.
Back-to-back positive games for him because he had a pinch hit last night. Yeah, he is. He's looking for any little victory. Brown fouling this one out of play. Looking for his first hit tonight. 3 ground ball outs and a fly to right center. 2 away, the Pirates leading 8-5. To the switch hitting Brown. Freddie Garcia tagged, went to third. Turner Ward the walk at first base. Another pitch that misses the strike zone. Two.
Bucks were interested in getting Brantley a few years ago before he went to Cincinnati. They had talks with him as a free agent to see if they could get him to come to Pittsburgh. Too bad we didn't either, because he really did some great work once he went to Cincinnati. Probably really his best years as a Red.
Right there. Strike 3. The Bucks pick up a run. And going to the bottom of the 8th, lead game 1, 8-5. Pirates baseball on Fox Sports Pittsburgh is brought to you by Ladbroke Racing, Pennsylvania. Come on, let's race. By Sears, come see the many sides of Sears. And by Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. When it comes to home improvement, Lowe's knows. It is 3-1. 3-1? When was it 3-1?
It was 3-1 a long time ago, Greg. I think it was 8-5 now.
No, it wasn't ever. It was never 3-1, was it? Yeah, it was at one point. That was in the 3rd. Here's Abraham Nunez taking over at shortstop here in the 8th. And the new pitcher is Mike Williams. 35th appearance for Williams. Like Tabaka, 2 real pleasant surprises out of the bullpen this year.
Williams has really become like a stalwart out there. Hey. Slider man.
Slider man. Slider man, slider man. Does whatever a slider can. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, here comes the slider man. It is 3-1, by the way. The Reds lead the Brewers in the 6th.
There's that slider.
5-1. Marlins lead the Expos in the 5th inning. The Braves get 3, still batting in the home half of the 3rd against the Phillies. I told you that extra inning game, first of 2, Houston in 12 beats the Mets 6-5, the Mets get a run in the first of the nightcap.
We'll be seeing those Houston Astros when we get back home for that last homestand of the year. And Friday night, come out and see us, take a look at the big unit. Randy Johnson's going to get that start for the Astros Friday's ball game.
Strikeout for Williams. Randy Johnson is 8-1 since being acquired. The Astros were in Pittsburgh.
John Mabry.
The slider down in the dirt. Got him. Randy Johnson, one of the really great all-time strikeout pitchers. His lifetime numbers won't be up there with the greats, but when you look at what he's done per innings pitched, you can put his name right along with anybody you care to mention. Nolan Ryan has just about put all the lifetime numbers pretty much out of sight. Over 5,000 lifetime strikeouts for the Express. Strikeout pitchers always got the cool nicknames. Big Train. And of course was Walter Johnson, who had the record before he gave it up to Carlton. And Ryan both passed him in the same year. Kind of similar situation what we're seeing this year with the Maris record. It stood for a long, long time, and then when it was broken in the same year by two different guys. In fact, Carlton and Ryan traded that record back and forth for quite some time throughout that year. And Ryan went on to pitch many more seasons after that and really pushed it up there.
Well, once again, it is the big unit. Friday night on Family Night at Three Rivers Stadium when the Pirates host those Astros. 4 reserve game tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 soft drinks, tub of popcorn, scorecard, all $39. Presented by the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. That's Friday. National League Central Division champs come in. With Randy Johnson scheduled to start on Friday night. Pirates MCI fan line numbers 321-BUCKS or toll free 1-800-5-BUCKS. The count to the shortstop Ordaz. He has walked, flied out, and grounded out. Redbirds bat in the bottom of the 8th inning, the first of 2. 3-1. McGuire is available on the bench for the first game. He will be in the lineup.
Let's figure out a way to get the tying run to the plate. I think we'll get a shot to see him have one at bat this ball game.
Count is now full on Ordaz. Eli Marrero. Martinez has to get over very quickly. He does, but Ordaz will be there with a stand-up double.
I don't understand how this guy was hitting 150 when we came into town. In these 2 ball games, he may be the toughest out in their lineup. This is just rifled into left field.
He's on base for the second time.
might be I was trying to look ahead here at the lineup and see a place for perhaps to pinch hit McGuire, but I don't see a spot that they would do that.
Not until Brantley's spot, which is due up, let's see, 6 spots from now.
Well, they would probably pinch hitting for Drew if we bring in a left-handed pitcher. Or DeShields for that matter.
Yeah. Yeah, as you say, if it comes to the plate and the tying or winning runs are either on base or McGuire is that, Tony La Russa wouldn't hesitate. Williams hoping that does not happen, trying to avoid that scenario, but he falls behind.
With that in mind, even if Williams does get in that situation, Gene Lamont's got to be tempted to stay with a right-handed pitcher just to keep McGuire on the bench.
Yeah, let Williams face Delino DeShields, the left-hand hitter. Two and two. Buccos up by 3 in the first of this twin bill. Bucks have played one other doubleheader this year. They split a pair with the San Diego Padres May the 20th at Three River Stadium. They haven't played a doubleheader with the Cardinals since 1985. Williams gets the strikeout. Cardinals leave a base runner. 8 full from Busch Stadium. 8-5, Pittsburgh. Pirates baseball coming your way on Fox Sports Pittsburgh. It is 8-5 going to the 9th. How about this? They're even painting on the McGuire goatees to the youngsters.
McGuire mania. It is in this town big time. Look at him showing his muscles.
Yeah, flexing.
Showing off those McGuire muscles.
Waiting to see what Big Mac can do tonight in the second game of the doubleheader. Volkovich now.
Goatee has become kind of an integral part of today's baseball game. A very popular look right now in Major League Baseball. Jason Kindle on that on Dexter. He's got a nice one coming in. He was talking about trying to get his down into a point. I don't know if that'll happen or not.
1 and 2.
Oh, to ask Jason about that. You would think that would be a little uncomfortable with the catcher's mask. A hot Sunday afternoon somewhere.
And Volkovich pops this one up. Foul territory. Marrero the catcher. Mike Williams sporting the goatee and pitching that scoreless 8.
I'd have a hard time. I got about 4 whiskers on each side.
Give it a shot. It's snowing. Very light drizzle here at Busch Stadium. Well, when Pirates came to town, it was like a gloom and doom forecast. Everybody wondering whether they'd be able to play one of these 4 games in the 3 days. But Bucco's 3 outs away from getting a victory, but first Jason Kendall wants to collect yet another hit. That's his 3rd. On base for the 4th time.
First baseman, Kevin Young.
Kevin Young has had a big night. Kind of put a little frosting on the cake right here with an extra base knock.
Fouls this one off. Kevin Young hitting his first home run since the Pirates met the Cardinals at Three Rivers Stadium. 3rd week of August. That 3-run blast came in the 5th inning against Donovan Osborne. Drift out of play.
I gotta believe that KY's gas tank is getting close to empty on for the season. He played every single ball game for all the way into September. But with KY and Jason Kendall, they're such big parts of the offense.
And Kendall goes and gets the steal. 24.
It's just tough to ever give those guys a day off. You need them out there day after day. Kendall is what's really amazing. I mean, he's back there catching, squatting down behind home plate, and he's stealing all these bases. And he's 1 away now from the record. It's a tough, gritty ball player right there.
Record of 25 stolen bases. Kevin Young. Oh, look at that diving try by Young to reach the bag. Showing some hustle there, but Mabry able to tag him.
Good heads-up play. He knew he was going to be out if he just ran through the bag, so tried a little something different.
Right fielder.
It's a good example right here to the young guys. How this game is supposed to be played here in September, even though there's nothing really to play for. You still have to do everything you can night in and night out. Like Kevin tried to give a little bit of a juke to the inside before he went down and away. Mayberry wasn't biting.
Oh, past the pitcher, but the shortstop is there. Ordaz throws out Guillen. Bottom of the ninth, the Pirates look to win game 1 of this doubleheader. Need 3 outs to do it.
Hey, look, Greg.
Pirates win it. They're hoping to win it. They lead it 8-5, and Kevin Young is our Craftsman Performer of the game. This home run untied the game in the 5th. 3-run shot. Number 25. Bam. Young also had a nice turn of a double play. Started it in the 7th inning.
You see those raindrops now a little bit better. It's getting just a little harder.
Mike Williams faces Brian Jordan.
I have slight worries about game 2. They said 80% chance of rain, and so far we've had nada. It's Spanish for nothing.
Thank you. Oh, 0-2 on Jordan. Popped to shallow right. Jose Guillen. And 1 out.
Jose a little bit of a tough time with those raindrops. Had that pitching hand, throwing hand of his up in the air. He's trying to create a dry spot to catch that ball in.
Gene Lamont is going to make a pitching change. Sir Williams did real good work. The scoreless 8th gets the first man in the 9th. And so this pitching change with Jason Christensen. Brought to you by Sunoco. Well, he is going to pinch hit. He will bat for us. Delino DeShields.
Well, McGuire coming up right now, down by 3 runs, is when you want to see him. And this is a move during the regular season probably wouldn't have been made, but as I was saying earlier,
Special circumstances.
when you have ball games like this, managers don't make the moves that they make during the year. This is just to give McGuire one more shot at hitting a home run.
And those special baseballs being given now to the home plate umpire, Angel Hernandez.
Normally you would save McGuire for that tying pinch hit appearance when the game is in the balance.
Here he comes. He's faced Christensen once. Christensen struck him out.
Well, Christensen's only given up 1 home run all year to go along with his other excellent stats. League only hits .207 off of him, and he has 68 strikeouts in just 63 innings.
He and Sosa, 62 home runs. To Mark McGuire. There's a drive to left center field. And number 63 for Mark McGuire.
That is amazing. He can sit on the bench for 9 innings. The first strike he sees, he knocks it out of the ballpark. But then what does he do that's not amazing?
It was a week ago tonight at 8:18. Central Time when he hit number 62. And another wave. '63 home runs. He has the lead again, and who knows, that could be it. Doubt it, but he's got the lead back. The Cubs will play in another hour.
Not that bad of a pitch. Looked like it was a little on the outside half of the plate, about knee high.
Fly ball to right center. Adrian Brown there.
Hey, there is no good spot to throw that guy, though.
You know, it's funny, and the last 2 home runs are probably going to be his shortest of the year. 62 was. And that one, when all is said and done, will probably rank as the second, in quotations, shortest.
Long years, get tired.
Gene Lamont's going to make another change. His home runs have averaged 425 feet. Over the years, he's hit what are believed to be the longest bombs in St. Louis, 545 feet. Did that earlier this year. Another look at this one as he zeroes in on the Christensen pitch. Also also believed to have hit the longest homer in Seattle, San Diego, and Pittsburgh. He hit number 52, which traveled 477 feet on August the 22nd. He pumps the fifth. He has the lead again. 63 home runs. Christensen exits. We're back after this Sunoco pitching change. Christensen says, I don't believe it. The Macometer is now at 63.
Well, the red is an important color around here, and the Macometer is redlined.
Homertown, USA. Everybody watching Big Mac. He has reclaimed the lead. Hit that historic homer a week ago tonight to break the Maris record. Sosa caught him. Now he's got it back. Tony Womack on at second. Rich Loisel on the mound. One more out to go. Facing Gant. Strike. Saw Christensen when he went back to the dugout there, talking to a couple of Irish players on the bench. Like, you know, forget it. Nothing I can do about that. Popped up in foul territory, and is there room? Oh no, as Kevin Young goes hard into the rail. Able to laugh about it.
Jason Kendall told a quick joke right there about the lead.
Like, I'm glad it was you and not me trying for that one. Mark McGwire will start the second game of this doubleheader, no doubt. 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. Loisel gets his 19th save, and the Pirates win game one of this doubleheader. Buccos had to work. Mark McGwire went deep, and the Buccos get a victory.